Hello everyone, today we will study about development of stomach. Stomach is endodermal in origin as it is developing from foregut. It is a fusiform dilatation of the foregut distal in the distal part of distal to esophagus, and it develops around 4th to 5th week of the intrauterine life. So in the distal part of the foregut, a fusiform dilatation appears and that will form the stomach, and it has got two borders, ventral border and the dorsal border, and it has two surfaces, left surface and the right surface, and it has two ends, upper end and the lower end. So two surfaces, two borders and two ends. Dorsal border provide attachment to the dorsal mesentery, and the ventral border provide attachment to the ventral mesentery or the ventral mesogastrium. This ventral mesogastrium connects the stomach with the developing stomach with the anterior body wall, and the dorsal mesogastrium will connect the stomach with the posterior body wall. Now the changes which are occurring in the mesentery due to its rotation. Now what happens in the between stomach and anterior abdominal wall, the formation of liver occurs, and behind the stomach there is formation of spleen. So this ventral mesogastrium is divided by developing liver into parts, a part anterior to it and part posterior to it. Okay, so because of developing liver, this ventral mesogastrium has been divided, and because of developing spleen, this dorsal mesogastrium has been divided. Okay, so anterior to liver, this part of the ventral mesogastrium forms the right and left triangular ligament, superior and inferior layers of the coronary ligament and falciform ligament, and behind the liver, or we can say between liver and stomach, this part of the ventral mesogastrium is called as lesser omentum. So the ventral mesogastrium has been divided into two parts by developing liver anterior to it and posterior to it. Anterior to the liver, or between anterior abdominal wall and liver, formation of triangular ligament, coronary ligament and falciform ligament, and behind the liver or between liver and stomach, formation of lesser omentum occurs. The part of the omentum which is behind the stomach is called as dorsal mesogastrium, which is divided by developing spleen into two parts. Part anterior to it will form the gastrosplenic ligament, and part of the part of the dorsal mesogastrium between stomach and diaphragm is called as gastrophrenic ligament, and behind spleen is called the part of the dorsal mesogastrium behind the spleen is called as lienorenal ligament. Lieno word is used for the spleen, and rest of the omentum or the rest of the dorsal mesogastrium forms the greater omentum. Okay, so dorsal mesogastrium will form the gastrophrenic ligament, gastrosplenic ligament, lienorenal ligament and greater omentum. So these are the derivatives of the ventral and dorsal mesogastrium. These are triangular ligament, coronary ligament, falciform ligament and the lesser omentum. These are the derivatives of ventral mesogastrium. And what are the derivatives of dorsal mesogastrium? Gastrosplenic, gastrophrenic, lienorenal ligament and the greater omentum. These are the derivatives of dorsal mesogastrium. Now the change in shape of the stomach, it is due to differential growth because the dorsal border of the stomach grows excessively than the ventral border, and this dorsal border forms the greater curvature of the stomach, while the ventral border forms the lesser curvature. So dorsal border is growing excessively and it is forming the greater curvature of the stomach. and lesser curvature is formed by the ventral border of the stomach. And change in position of the stomach also can be due to rotation, because the stomach rotates twice. Once first rotation is around the longitudinal axis and the second rotation is around the anteroposterior axis. The first rotation, which is around longitudinal axis, and this axis is formed by the cardiac and pyloric end of the stomach. The line which is connecting these 2 points, it will form the longitudinal axis of the stomach. Here you can see this is the longitudinal axis has been shown by blue dotted line, which is joining the cardiac and pyloric end of the stomach. So first, stomach rotates around 90 degree rotates 90 degree clockwise around its longitudinal axis, and that's why the left surface now become facing anteriorly, and it becomes the anterior surface, and right surface faces posteriorly and forms the posterior surface. So because of 90 degree clockwise rotation, left surface comes on the anterior surface and right surface becomes the posterior surface. That's why the left vagus, which was initially supplying the left side of left surface of the stomach, now it will supply the anterior surface and by forming the anterior vagal trunk. And the right vagus, which was supplying the right surface of the stomach, now it will supply the posterior surface of the stomach and by forming posterior vagal trunk. So it is the reason that the left vagus is forming anterior vagal trunk, and because the left surface has come on the anterior surface, has become the anterior surface, and right vagus forms the posterior vagal trunk. It is due to 90 degree clockwise rotation around longitudinal axis. Now second rotation, which is around anteroposterior axis, what happens due to this? Because of this rotation, this cardiac end of the because of this, the cardiac end of the stomach goes slightly left and downwards, and pyloric end of the stomach moves towards the right, slightly right and upward. Here you can see the cardiac end, it is going it is slightly has been moved towards the left side and slightly downwards, and pyloric end has been moved slightly towards the right side and slightly upwards. While initially they were in the midline, initially दोनों एंड कहाँ पे थे? मिडलाइन में थे, बट जो अपर एंड है वो कहाँ चला गया? राइट में. अपर एंड कहाँ चला गया? लेफ्ट में एंड डाउनवर्ड्स, एंड लोअर एंड कहाँ चला गया? upwards and towards the right side. Initially these structures, the rotation of the stomach along its longitudinal axis will pull the mesogastrium to the left, dorsal mesogastrium to the left, and it will create a space behind the stomach, that is called as the lesser sac of the peritoneum. So initially stomach and liver both were in the midline, but because of excessive growth of the liver towards the right side, it will push the stomach towards the left side, and a space is created behind it, here behind the dorsal mesogastrium, and this space is called as lesser sac of the stomach. Now what is the congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis? As the name is suggesting, it is due to hypertrophy of the circular muscles of the pylorus, and because of this hypertrophy, the narrowing of the pylorus lead to obstruction of the food passage. So the newborn, after 2 to 3 hours of first feeding, there will be forceful progressive projectile vomiting will be there, because food will not go beyond the pylorus, and it will lead to distension of the stomach. So there will be projectile vomiting, there will be distension of the stomach, and the vomitus doesn't contain any bile, because any vomit obstruction which is below above the opening of the bile duct, or we can say proximal to the second part of the duodenum, if there is any obstruction, then the vomitus will not contain any bile, and there will be palpable mass in the right hypochondrial region with the visible peristalsis. So these are the features of congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, and the treatment is surgical correction of the condition. So this is about development of stomach. Thank you.